Raiden Shogun is the Electro Archon, and she boasts both power and support, offering great utility and thriving in teams with high burst cost. She may seem complex at first, but many of her components synergize so well they'll lend you an understanding that you could say will last an eternity. Raiden's basic attack is a 5-string combo. In addition, Raiden is one of the few polearm users that does not propel themselves forward when using a charged attack. These attacks lack any sort of infusion, and are typically last priority or ignored altogether by players, as most of Raiden's damage comes in the form of the electro element. Moving on, Raiden's elemental skill summons an all-seeing eye above the player's head. Every time a character deals damage, the eye performs a coordinated electro attack. This coordinated attack also works in multiplayer as well, but the damage is significantly reduced. For players interested though, Raiden's skill acting in response to players' damage creates an interesting opportunity to build Raiden for elemental mastery. With 4 pieces of Thundering Fury and main stat mastery pieces, Raiden's skill is well equipped to deal massive amount of reaction damage with your on-field elemental infused DPS characters. The Kitine Crossspear and the Dragon's Bane are both very good weapons to use in this regard, as they both have elemental mastery. The best part is Raiden's skill uptime well outpaces her cooldown, so you will always have her skill available for the added damage. That aside, the main appeal of the skill is that any character with the eye above them will receive a percentile point boost to their burst damage based on a percentage of their burst's cost. Speaking of burst cost, Raiden has a hidden burst passive called the Chakra Desiderata that displays a ring of beads that appears directly behind her. Whenever characters other than the Raiden herself perform their elemental bursts, a portion of their burst cost is converted into resolve stacks. Raiden's first Ascension passive also allows her to gain resolve stacks when other characters obtain energy particles or orbs. You'll know when Raiden has the maximum number of resolve stacks when the entirety of the ring around her is glowing. You will see this ring a lot, so it won't take too long to familiarize yourself with it. Raiden's elemental burst is a stance change that inflicts massive amounts of damage. At this point, all of those resolve stacks you've been saving up are consumed to amplify this portion of her damage. From here, Raiden's basic attack string is replaced, and she performs electro-infused attacks that deal burst damage. As she attacks, she generates energy for the team. While in this state, it's good to be mindful that some character abilities such as Xingqiu's and Toma's, triggered by command inputs, coincide with her combo strength, but the damage type being changed to burst hits does not qualify these attacks for normal attack bonuses like Yunjin's, or trigger on-hit effects like the Skyward Spines. Whether the complexity of this interaction with Raiden pleases you or not, it is important to differentiate command input effects and on-hit effects, as on-hit effects must correspond with their damage type. So the question becomes, how do we build Raiden? While I'm a big believer in promoting multiple playstyles, the set that takes every aspect of Raiden and utilizes it to its fullest is the Emblem of Severed Fates set. The 2-piece set grants 20% energy recharge, and the 4-piece grants a percentile point boost to your burst damage equal to 1/4 of your energy recharge stat. Raiden's high burst cost already incentivizes building her energy, and her second passive allows her recharge stat to fuel her electro damage bonus. While you're free to explore other set interactions, you can't go wrong with this set. Raiden benefits from the standard DPS crit build, but since energy recharge fuels her electro damage, her main stat pieces look a little different depending on your weapon choice. The Catch is a free-to-play option that increases the crit rate of burst attacks and increases burst damage. It also has an Energy Recharge Substat. This is quite easily the best weapon to give her. Main stats will be attack percent Sands and an attack percent Goblet. The Deathmatch opens up better opportunities to use a crit damage Circlet, as it has a crit rate substat, but you'll need to follow the standard attack percent Sands and electro damage Goblet. The Black Cliff Pole serves the opposite role of the Deathmatch and provides more crit damage. Its passive also increases her attack, but it's conditional upon defeating enemies. So you can opt for either attack percent Sands and either an attack percent Goblet or Electro Goblet, depending on which feels more comfortable for you. Finally, the Engulfing Lightning is her signature 5-star weapon. It has an Energy Recharge Substat, and its passive turns all energy past her base amount into attack. If you're using this weapon, you can use an Energy Recharge Sands. You can use the usual Electro Damage Goblet or sub in an attack percent one, depending on what you have available. In conclusion, Raiden may seem complex at first, but her greatest strength lies in bursts and her own burst damage. Master these aspects, and her power will be easy to wield in no time. I hope you liked this video and found it useful in your journey. Until next time, stay tuned.